Hey everyone, welcome back. While doing data manipulation using Pandas, clear understanding of how to combine data from different sources seamlessly is a crucial skill to have. So today we will try to simplify the topic of merge and joins in Pandas, and I'll walk you through each step involved in the process. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So for today's video, I have created these two dummy datasets. The first table contains 3 columns, name, city and age, and the second table contains again 3 columns, but this time name, city and salary. Now prior to start coding, let's understand the main difference between merge and join. Essentially both of them does the same job. However, the way both of them joins the table together is a bit different. When it comes to merge uses any common column that you have in both the tables and then join those two tables based on that column. However, in join, it uses the index that we have in those two tables. It can use the default index or it can also use the custom index that we specify. Performance-wise, join is faster than merge. However, merge is simpler to use and have much more flexibility. So based on your requirement and your dataset, you can choose which one to use. So let's get into the Google Colab environment and see how both of them is implemented. Now the first step that we have to take is to import our data into the environment. And we have already seen in my previous video how we can do that. So I'm going to just drag and drop my data onto this panel here. Now in case you want your data for future use as well, then it's better to upload your data onto Google Drive and then click on this mount drive option here. This will permanently mount your drive onto this notebook and then you can use that data whenever you want. Okay. For now, I'm going to just drag and drop the data here on a temporary basis. Okay. So now that I have uploaded my data here, I'm going to just click on this 3-dot icon and copy the path from here. And I can close this panel here. And the first line of code that we have to write is obviously import pandas. So I'm going to write import pandas as PD. Next, I'm going to create a data frame using the data that I just uploaded. So I'm going to say df is equal to pd.read_excel. Now, because we are using an Excel file, that's why we're using read_excel. And we're going to open up a bracket. Inside the code, enter the path that you just copied. And because it's an Excel file, we're going to give an additional parameter of sheet name because we have to mention which sheet we're going to use. And within quotes, I'm going to write sheet 1 because that was the name of my sheet. Also, I'm going to create another one by the name of df2. I'm going to copy this entire thing, edit the path and run it. Now, if you want to check, you can just check df. We have this data here with 3 columns and df2. We also have this data. Now, one thing to note here is both the dataset have slightly different data in it. In df, we have A, B, C and D. However, in df2, we have A, B, C and E. I intentionally did this to explain you the concept of merge and join in a better manner. The first method is merge. So I'm going to create another data frame by the name of df3 and I'm going to say df.merge. Okay. Now, the moment I write df.merge, that itself means that I'm considering df as my left table. And then open up a bracket and I'm going to write df2. Now merge is flexible and easy to use for beginners because merge doesn't require many parameters and all the parameters that it has is optional. Okay. By default, if I run this will definitely, merge my two tables together. But by default, it runs an inner join, which means whatever values are common in both the tables, it will join them together. So if you see, it did not have D and E in it because those were specific to each table. Now to have more control over data, it's better to add certain parameters. The first parameter that we have is on. Now if you remember, I told you earlier that merge uses common columns between two tables and join those tables based on those common columns. So by default, when we did not enter any parameter, merge used name and city column as the common columns and then join those two tables together. Now, if I mention one column here and run it, it has joined those two tables based on just name column. And that is why it included city twice in this. First city column refers to the first table and the second city table refers to the second table. Now, if you see, to differentiate between those two columns, it has automatically inserted an underscore x here. Now you can add your custom suffixes inside that. Instead of underscore x and underscore y, write a parameter called suffixes equal to, then open up a bracket, and within quotes you can write your suffix. So first one for your left table, let's say underscore u, and second one for your right table, underscore v. When I run this, it's going to change that suffix. As you see now, it says city underscore u, city underscore v. Another parameter in this, which is very crucial for you to have more control over your data, is to define the type of join you require. Okay. So to do that, you can just write how. Let's say I want to apply left join. So you just write left here within quotes and run this. What this will do is it will apply a left join onto your table, which means everything from your left table and only the matching values from the right table. You can also write inner, which is equivalent to what we got without any parameters. We can write right, and we can also write outer, which will give us everything from both the tables. Now, one more thing to note here is, if you do not want your output to be displayed like this, that is two city columns separately, you can straight away remove the suffixes, and also you can either remove the on parameter completely or write the column names which are actually common between both the tables. So in this case, both the columns are name and city. So I'm going to just write city here and write the names inside square bracket because we have more than one name. And if I run this now, it's going to give me only one city column, because now this is similar to removing this parameter altogether. Okay. So if I run this like this also, it will give me the same results. All right. Now moving on, let's understand what is join. Now, as I said in the beginning, join uses indexes instead of common columns. So it is necessary to have an index in your table. By default, Python creates an index in your table. However, you can create your custom indexes as well. Okay. So to run a join, this is how you write it. df4, we are creating a new data frame now, and df dot, I'm going to set a custom index. Okay. So since df is my left table, I'm going to write df dot, and I'm going to set a custom index by writing set underscore index. In this case, I'm going to set two indexes. Okay. First one is the name and second one is city, because both these columns are common between both the tables. And if I set only one column as the index, it will give us the same result, as in we will have two columns for the same header like we had earlier, city X, city Y. We don't want that. After the bracket, I'm going to say join dot join and df2, again dot set index, and again name and city column. Now within join, you have certain parameters that you can use. First one is how, which is how do you want to join the tables. Let's say I want to apply a left join here. Now let's run this. Now if you see, it has applied a left join here. Now let's make a change here. I'm going to remove this city column from here and run this. It's going to give me an error. That is because both the tables have columns which are overlapping with each other, as in the city columns. Both the tables have city columns which are actually not indexes. That's why join is giving us an error. This was not the case with merge, because merge is more flexible and it assigned automatic suffixes to both those columns. Okay. Now for join, you would have to specify the suffix separately. And in this, the parameter is slightly different. Instead of suffixes, you're going to write L suffix equal to, let's say, underscore X, and then R suffix is equal to underscore Y. Now if I run this, it's going to give me the correct results. But now I have two columns for city. This might be useful in certain cases where you want to check the column values for both the tables, but in most of the cases you would want only one column for any common columns that we have in both the tables. We can just revert it back to like this. We can also change right here to have a right join. You can have an inner here to have an inner join, and you can also have an outer join here as well. So I hope the concept of merge and join is a bit more clear to you now. And I would suggest you to try it out and practice more scenarios which you can think of. And let me know in the comment section if you want me to cover this topic on any other dataset. I would love to do that. If you're liking this content, then please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell icon so that you do not miss any content that I upload. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.